The rich man was a little bit thinking, but he said. In our village, other than me, no one has a red-nosed white dog. The neighbor smiled and said, you are so silly. Isn't it? Waiting for dogs in my village. As demons, they can date even thousands of miles apart. Your dog, he probably made an appointment with his comrades. These comrades were not close together. Fu did not say anything, his face doubted. He took a cigarette for his pipe. The backhoe picked up a piece of betel and chewed, and then he told the neighbor. You say. So, I know that, but don't believe that a dog with a red nose is a demon. Dogs are dogs. Ghosts are demons. How can dogs be ghosts? Believe it or not, it's your right, but believe it or not, you should transform your white dog. The rich man thanked his neighbor for what he said. He left in suspicion. He saw something reasonable about what the neighbor said, too. Everyone's children would go around foolishly like that at night. And if it's human, how can you whip away when you shoot an arrow? Going back to the yard, the white dog wagged its tail happily, looking at him. But he did not seem to be a ghost. He disobeyed his neighbor's reincarnation, he still loved it as a dog wagging its tail to celebrate its owner. Besides, the love horse is also very dear. He kept raising the dog until something bad happened at home. He had his first daughter named Vach, 18 years old that year. Ms. Vach looks very salty but charming. The village boy had many boys wanted to be a rich man. Ms. Vach suddenly becomes sick, no way to cure any medicine, and sometimes delirious. While awake, she told her parents that at night she kept dreaming of a handsome young man passing through the window and begging her to make love. She could not resist, and ever since she got caught this young man, she began to get sick. She told her parents again that the young man was very strange, never said anything. He came, pleaded with her. The rain was finished and he left. She asked him never to answer. She could not resist, wanted to cry out but moan. The rich man were worried that their daughter must be haunted by him. The evil spirit. On the one hand, he took care of the guard. He invited the teacher to ask himself for a talisman stuck in Miss Vach's room and made offerings to eliminate evil. What he wanted to do, at night, Miss Vach still saw a handsome young man who did not talk quietly to rape her. Her body was increasingly thin and pale. The rich man borrowed the power to guard the door and the windows, and he himself woke up sometimes to his daughter's bedroom at night. However, with the incident that Ms. Vach was harassed by an evil spirit, the rich man happened another strange thing. Occasionally late at night, he heard someone washing dishes outside the water tank. Once he and a plowman ran out to see a figure running away, leaving a basket of dirty dishes in the water tank. And every night like the rice he saw with a lot, someone scooped it at night. Who is that? He is very worried. He expressed his concern to his neighbor. This man said, before, I told you not to listen. Everything that happens today is due to the old white-nosed dog. It was a demon. It turned out that the mute son raped his son, invited his fellow demons to his house to eat and wash dishes. Watch out, and one day they will kill all your family. The elders said that in the past, there was a house to raise a sincere white dog. When they were in bad luck, the family members died one after another. The neighbor's words made him even more worried. What should he do now? He asked. The neighbor replied. There is only one way to invite magicians. And the most important thing to do is how to make a red-nosed white dog. But it was already a star. He watched what his intentions it can know. If he knew he was going to change his life, he had to be careful lest it revert to his previous life. Don't tell anyone your intentions, including her and your children, and then when it's convenient and all of a sudden, you give it a blow of a knife or a sewing hammer to get rid of it. The rich man went home sadly. He regretted not hearing his neighbor from the old white-nosed red dog. Now that he has his heart, he will kill the white dog to eliminate the demon. He focused his mind except red-nosed white dogs, but that was impossible for him to do. Perhaps the dog knew his intentions well, so even though he was still at his house, no one could get close to it, and sometimes he and the hunter-gatherer did not understand what miraculous it had. It always escaped, even when the filler had wrapped it into the chain of the chain. The neighbor asked him about Ms. Vach's condition and asked about the white dog, but he never brought these stories to the rich man's house, which could only be said when he met him on the street, or when the rich man came to his house. He smoked and ate betel and drank water. He advised the rich man to be very careful, do not let the dog know his intention to kill it. It knows, it will try to kill him first. The words of the neighbor made him even more worried. After all, the charm, everywhere, heard the sound of the teacher. He invited him to the house to eliminate ghosts and heal his batch. It's expensive and the results go nowhere. Then one night, waking up, he went to his batch's room to visit her son and watch the watch of the farmer. the filler collapsed. His head right in the sleeping window, and in the curtain of Ms. Batch, there was a shadow. But the person. He raised his voice to awaken the filling force, then out of the curtain. This batch burst out into a white ball, tumbling through the window, past the head of the filler. The white ball was not a human figure, not an object that looked similar to the hat stick ball he had previously seen on the roof. The two-ball target is one, and probably just a red-nosed white dog.